Hi everyone, this is Ashmita here once again, and so today in this video I wanted to talk about my journey with PCOS and how this disorder has affected my life and in the negative way. Quite a difficult journey that I'm still going through, and I just hope that through this video I can reach more women who are going through this through PCOS and maybe feel less alone. I was diagnosed with PCOS quite a few years back, about almost 5 to 6 years back, and it started with the basic symptoms of weight gain and feeling tired and sluggish throughout the day, having issues with food addiction, and also obviously irregular periods, and just an overall drop in my health and PCOS. I was given a lot of medications and a lot of lifestyle changes were advised to me, most of which I have not been able to follow through it, but not that I did not try. Those of you who don't know what is PCOS, so it is basically a hormonal disorder, a hormonal imbalance, sort of like a disease in women, and women within the ages of their fertility. So it can affect women from ages from 18 all the way up to 35, 40, till basically their entire menstrual ages. For me too, my PCOS journey started almost 6 to 7 years back, and after getting this diagnosis of PCOS, I remember finally feeling like there's a reason behind, like I could finally explain a lot of the symptoms, a lot of the problems and issues that I was facing in my life, which I had no explanation for. And like one of them being that I could finally have an explanation for why I felt so tired and why I felt so sluggish and so low in energy throughout the day. I think one of the major factors and one of the major downsides of PCOS for me has been obviously the weight gain, struggling with my weight over the years, and as well as and this is a bit sensitive for me to speak, but my body hair, so which includes my facial hair and also hair in other parts, like all over my body actually. So anyway, so I always had high levels of testosterone throughout my life. So even as a kid, I would have hair in my body, and I'm talking about when I was like from ages of like when I was really small. Ever since then, like I always had hair in my hands. I don't know if you can see it now from here, but I always had hair in my fingers, in my arms, my legs, my belly, even my chest, my back. So I have always been on the hairier side, and it has never really bothered me that much as a person, but I have kind of felt like when I'm going out or when I'm seeing other women or other kids my age, I would feel like, is there something wrong with me? I just remember a lot of the times my mom herself would tell me, would just point it out to me that I am quite a hairy girl. And yeah, it would just make me feel not the best about myself. And I would often struggle with self acceptance and being okay with the fact that I have more hair in my body. But I never, throughout my childhood, I never saw it, never made me feel less as a person, less as a kid. Um, but I think it all changed when I started growing up and becoming a woman. And I think that's when I really started feeling really insecure about my body hair and feeling that having a lot of hair, a lot of facial hair in my chest or hair in my legs made me feel less of a woman. And it's something that I still struggle with because I still have I don't know if you can see it from here, but I do have a lot of facial hair, and I do keep waxing it from time to time, but it grows back, and it is just something that I have to live with. I have realized that, and it is just one of the many side effects or the many downsides of having PCOS, and it has definitely affected my self-esteem, my self-worth, and just my self-image in a big way. And even even today, it feels like, as I'm talking to you guys about it, I feel super nervous and insecure, if you can't tell already, to talk about this, because this is a very sensitive subject for me. So thank you so much for listening, by the way. Just banish PCOS from my life, or banish the symptoms of PCOS from my life. I think this is the first thing that I would get rid of. And this is one of the symptoms that I hate the most, is the fact that you, as a woman, you have so much body hair. Because I feel like it shouldn't be, but facial hair and body hair in women is still a stigma in today's generation, in the world we live in today. It is seen as not feminine, it is seen as a symbol of masculinity. And this is a whole other subject as to, I don't know why facial hair has to be, or hair has to be equated to, body hair has to be equated to masculinity. But this is the world that we currently live in. This is how the world views body hair in men and women. It is a sign of masculinity. So if a woman has body hair or facial hair, then she's somehow made to feel less of a woman. And that is how I have felt all my life. And it is something that I still struggle to come to terms with. Yeah. I mean, it feels unfair. And it feels really wrong because there's nothing I can do about this. I have tried shaving, I've tried waxing, I have considered getting laser, but I've been advised against it for certain side effects of it, and it just makes me feel very helpless and powerless, because there is nothing at the end of the day that I can do to change this about my appearance. And yeah, I think this is just one of the things about PCOS that I hate the most, because a lot of other things I think are manageable, are controllable, but facial hair, it is something that it affects you. It affects your day-to-day life, like going out, speaking in front of people, giving presentations, whether it is going meeting new people, going on dates, or going for interviews, speaking in a stage, speaking in front of the camera, anywhere, any public appearance. I feel super cautious. I feel super self-conscious because I know that people will very quickly notice my facial hair and my body hair, and they will judge me. And of course, it is not necessarily something that guys find attractive in girls. So I feel super nervous to go on dates as well. And because I know at some point the guy will notice my facial hair, and it has happened to me in the past, and that has been super embarrassing. So there goes that. So yeah, this is just one of the things that I struggle with. And if I could, out of all the symptoms and out of all the side effects, all the downsides of PCOS, this is the one thing that I would change first, is I would somehow reverse the body hair and facial hair that I have. I'm sorry. There are other symptoms and other side effects of PCOS as well that has really kind of ruined my life. One of them, again, being the weight gain. So for me, I have struggled with weight most of my life. For the past 7 to 8 years, I have struggled with my weight, and it has been an exhausting journey. I have been on diets, yo-yoed from one diet to another, tried multiple things, multiple stuff, pills, whatever, name it, I have tried it. And it has not worked. I have not been able to sustain any diet. I have not been able to, really try something that actually works, and keep trying it for long enough that it works. Because at some point I would just recoil back to my old habits. And yeah, maybe you could say that this is not a PCOS problem, but this is a problem with your willpower, or a problem with your discipline or self-control. And yeah, that could be true partly, but I feel like I have tried to make changes and never stick to it, long enough to see that change. And I feel like every time I would start dieting or working out, I would have these periods when I would feel so uncontrollably tired, more tired than I normally usually feel. And I would feel so exhausted that I would not be able to work, would not be able to do my job, and eventually I would give up and I would just order some food, or just not keep up with my workout routine just for the sake of, living a normal life. That is. I wish I never had PCOS. I wish I never had this disease or this disorder. And I would do anything to get my life back. And I am finally willing to try to give this another shot. And this time, genuinely give it a shot, and also start documenting my journey for you guys to see. And also mainly actually to be accountable, to stay accountable to myself, that I'm actually making progress in my journey and not again falling back. But yeah, this is my plan moving forward. I have begun to work out once again. I have started hitting the gym and just started walking, going on daily walks, and eating right and eating more homemade meals than ordering takeaway and outside food, and trying to keep processed foods in control, and yeah, just overall focusing on a lifestyle change. And I hope you guys will stay with me on this journey, join me along as I start figuring out how to manage, how to control this disorder, this disease, and how to fight PCOS and possibly, yeah, just get rid of it entirely and finally get my life back. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys, and I will see you in the next video where I will talk more about my journey and more about other issues that I've had to face with PCOS. And yeah, I will make a few more videos about my body hair and facial hair and how much it really impacts my mental health. And I really want to hear from you if this is also true with you. Do you also struggle with this, with your image and appearance? If you're someone who has facial hair, if you're someone who's also going through PCOS and how it affects you, please do share with me. Yeah, see you in the next video.